Once upon a time, in a certain kingdom, there lived a king who has a horn on his head. No one in the kingdom knows about the king's horn, not even the palace guards that guards him. He is always careful and never fails to cover his head anytime he goes out or whenever he's with people. So it happens that whenever the king wants to barb his hair, he will send his guards to go into the village and find him a barber. At the king's command, the guards will go in search of a barber, comes back to the palace with the barber, but none of the barbers ever returns home. The villagers were all afraid and worried. They have two things that bothers them. Number one, they always wondered why their king always covers his head. And secondly, why it is that none of the barbers who went to the palace to barb the king's hair never returns. They were all disturbed by these questions, but none was bold enough to dare ask the king. So they all lived in fear, waiting for whose next to be called to the palace by the king's order. So the elderly men and young men of the village continued to disappear from the village one by one. In this kingdom, there lived a boy and his old mother. One day, he was so unfortunate to be chosen by the guards to come and barb the king's hair. Against his will, the guards ordered him to follow them to the palace. Before he left for the palace, his mother gave him 3 loaves of bread and a flute. She prayed for her son and asked the Almighty to protect her son. When the boy got to the palace, he was taken to the king, and when the guards left, the king untied his scarf and asked the boy to barb his hair. The boy was very surprised when he saw the horn on the king's head, but he went on with the barbing, eager to finish quick and go back to his mother. When the boy was through with the king's hair, the king was pleased with his work. He then told the boy that he has a gift for him. He showed the boy a box of treasure and told him to open it and take the whole gold in it. When the boy opened the box, he found out the box was empty. Suddenly, he felt the king grabbed him and pushed him into the box. He fell into the box and drifted away, for it happened that the box was an entrance to an endless tunnel. Fortunately for the boy, he was able to grab onto a tree and moved to a safer ground. Suddenly, there appeared a giant snake which wanted to kill the boy, but the boy brought out his flute and started playing for the snake. The snake became calm at the sound of the music coming out of the flute. So the boy gave him one of the bread he has. The snake was so happy that he helped the boy out of the tunnel. The boy continued on his way back home, but he was attacked by a lion who chased after him. The boy climbed up a tree, and from there he began to play his flute. The lion became calm and started dancing to his music. When the music stopped, the boy gave the lion one of the bread, for he saw that the lion was hungry and needed something to eat. The lion, after eating the bread, carried the boy out of the forest, where he continued his journey. So he came upon a hut, but when he wanted to pass, a young beautiful woman called him to come in, for he looked tired. When he got to the woman, she showed him a pot and asked him to help himself to a refreshment. But when the boy got near the pot, he only saw a boiling water. The woman wanted to push him into the pot, but the boy pleaded with her and promised to entertain her if she would leave him. So he started playing his flute for her, which made her to start dancing. But while she was dancing, her cloak fell off and the beautiful woman turned into an old hag. The boy, seeing that the woman was not a young woman but an old witch who turned into a beautiful woman with the magic of her clothes, became afraid. The old witch wanted to eat him, but he offered her his remaining bread. The witch ate it and then gifted him her magic cloth, and so the boy left for his home. When he got home, his mother was so happy to have her son back, for she thought that she will never see him again. The next day, the boy put on the magic cloth and went to the palace as an old man, telling the guards that he has come to barb the king's hair. They took him to the king, and when he finished barbing the king's hair, the king showed him a box and told him to take the whole treasures. When the old man opened the box, he told the king how grateful he was for the treasure, for he cannot finish it in his own life. The king was surprised at this and tried looking into the box, but he was pushed into the box by the old man. He then removed the cloth and wore it backward, which made him turn to a small boy, for the magic cloth turns one into an old person when the front side is being worn, and to a small boy when the back side is worn. He then escaped the palace in the form of a small boy. When the villagers heard what happened, they were all happy, for they knew that starting from that day onward, they will no longer live in fear. And this was how the boy saved himself and the whole villagers from the evil king. Please like, share and subscribe to my channel, as it will help me grow. Bye. See you in my next video.